Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. It's Monday, which means it's randomizer day, so we're going to run a fairly normal randomizer, I think. No 3 stars for the sake of a bit of variety, but otherwise, the normal settings. And let's give it a spin. Underslapped, 1 less center, simple enough. We've got Zweifaust, base Meursault, base Ryoshu, Lineage Dawn, and 7 Heathcliff. Not bad IDs, all things considered. Base Meursault is not good, but the rest of these are decent. As far as E goes, no Teth there, no Teth there. Otherwise, the full set of stuff. Okay, give me a minute to set stuff up, and then we'll get into the run itself. Alright, the team has been built. Here they are. I guess the thing at the top is blocking them, but it's exactly what is displayed there, so it's not that big of a deal. And let's get into it. As far as we're starting with Tremor Eoglyphs, I think I started with what? I think I got the Melty Eyeball and the Green Spear. Melty Eyeball, we do have some possibilities with. Namely, because we do have base Meursault. He's got a Tremor Burst. And we've got some Tremor Burst Egos, I think. I also hovered over the top left as if you could see it. I realized, yeah, Melty Eyeball, Green Spirit. Silly me. I still have it pulled up in here so I can see the order. Whoops. Faust, Meursault, Ryoshu, Dawn, and Heathcliff. You have the Egos, of course, as is selected. Funnily enough, how both of these two have been given their Fluid Sac, but not their Teth. It does hurt me a little bit to see Tier 3 Egos, when, I could have had them Thread Spin to Tier 4, but it really does not make that big of a difference, right? I'm sure they don't have, particularly good Tier 4s, but still. Your Red Eyes Tier 4 isn't bad. I think that makes it actually a 3 target. And I think your Fluid Sac would become a 3 target too, yeah. So it's weight, which really isn't that big of a deal when I'm not actually using these things a lot. But yeah, the skill 2 Tremor Burst means that we could potentially get some decent benefit out of Melted Eyeball, maybe. I know your Fluid Sac is a Tremor Burst. Holiday? No, I'm thinking of Otis Holiday. Yeah. Yours isn't. Pursuance is, of course. Regret is, of course. And I don't think you've got any Tremors, no. Yeah, that's fine. First turn, hopefully we win our clashes. It's always a little bit iffy because there's not too much sanity. We had some neutrals and the like, but we seem to be doing fairly fine. Yeah. I know, this team isn't bad. Might be a little rough when we're down with 1 person. We've got Faust, who's, going to be our tanky ID. Although the fact that we are down 1 person means that there's going to be a lot of fights where we are just going to be taking 1-sided attacks on our people. And we do have a couple people that aren't exactly very good as far as maintaining survival. You're pretty frail. You're a Dawn ID, so you're pretty frail, assumably. These 3 aren't tanky. These 2 are, relatively. That's the basic thing there. Oh, it's not that big of an issue. Most fights are really only 5 enemies, it feels like a lot of the times. So I don't think it'll make that big of a difference. It's definitely a bit of a worrying about something that isn't really that big of an issue. Right? Down that guy goes. Deku does decently here, gets the kill, nice. No sanity, of course, because it's a lower leveled enemy. Would have been nice to get some sanity, but it's also not that big of a deal. Yes. We're all to the point of getting the Angel announcer. That's exciting. That'll be, what, 2 days from now? Yeah. Technically the day before the update, but because of how I record these and whatnot, it'll be the day of the update is when, the video with that'll happen. That's cool. I'm excited for it. I've seen, the lines and stuff already, read them up. So I know what she says, but it'll be very cool to actually see in-game. Even if it will sound weird, because I'm not used to Lobotomy Corp Angela at all, right? Oh, that's lost for you. How are you still neutral sanity? Wait, I don't think I only now just realized that. Have you really been suffering that hard, Heathcliff? He lost the... Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. His skill 2 is, a single coin, so I think I've been using it a little bit more often than I should be. And that's just struggling, really. Okay, we're just gonna defend and let someone else kill that guy. If that's how you're gonna be, Heathcliff. Like, even Meursault's doing better on Sanity than you. And, like, 7 Heathcliff's, like, a fairly strong 2-star, all things considered. Don't know why he's having so many issues. Yeah, Faust finishes the job in that guy, so it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, we just... 60 HP, not a lot. They don't stand too much of a chance, do they? There we go. Good stuff. Now we get our shop. And we'll see what exactly it is we are looking for. Actually, I do like the idea of getting more Nailing Fists. Yeah. Since that means more Tremor Burst. I like it. It's a little bit abnormal. You really rarely, if ever, see people changing base Meursault's skills in a Mirror Dungeon run. That's part of the fun, though, of these, you know, like, randomizers. Like, we're running a team that, like, no sane person would run. Painkiller for safety. Yeah, it's nice to have some stuff for safety on occasion. Hammer, Tomorrow's Fortune, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Just solid stuff in general, and we'll give it at least one more refresh, right? See if this slot turns anything useful. And Homeworld's pretty nice. Alright. Spent most of our cost there and got nothing very impactful. A lot of just kind of like minor things, right? Okay, you don't actually need to pass this one, so I don't care too much. Good job. A big SP heal, so it might have been nice to have like Heathcliff Pride or something, but eh. Oh well, can anyone do this even? Meursault, it's all down to you. Your Nailing Fist does the job. Even base Meursault, you know, he's the GOAT. People will trash on him, but no, he's great, I promise. He's got that Tremor Burst, which means he's triggering the Melt the Eyeball. What more could you ask for in an identity? Don't answer that. There's a lot more you could ask for in an identity, and I am more than aware of that. Right? It's a hypothetical question, because the answer is very obviously, like, well, you'd kind of like an ID that can flash. We did get lucky enough. We do have Regret, so if we do end up fighting, like, Kim or something, I might, like, Regret turn 1. I probably will fight Kim again. Maybe that's something I should add to the randomizer. Maybe, like, add, like, a coin flip, fight Kim or not. It only matters for a little bit, but it's still a funny idea. You're getting on my nerves, yeah. We'll just pop the Regret there. Might as well. So we can win that clash. We should be able to kill some of your allies this turn. It'll be nice for us. So we actually will be able to redirect everything, because we couldn't this turn. There's one... I did a second attack, we didn't have anything to go against. So Faust takes 5 damage. I know, quite the rough downside. Truly sorrowful. I don't actually know what's giving me the slash damage up. Is it? I'm forgetting something obvious, aren't I? Probably. Take it, but I'm being stupid. Where's that coming from? Who gives slash damage up in this team? Really, you don't. No, yeah, you give it to yourself. As I thought. What? I'm focusing too much on this, but I don't know where this is coming from. It's like slipping my mind or something. Like, not you, right? You don't give slash damage up. You do. Oh, when you kill with your skill 3, you do. Self and one right another. Okay. That's what it is. You gotta kill with your skill 3. Okay, sorry for that brief interlude. I forgot about that part of her skill 3, because it is not a major focus of her. And I think I noticed it like the previous fight or something, and I didn't comment on it. I was like, oh, we got slash damage up from somewhere. So it was just kind of on my mind already. Good to get to the bottom of that, though. Truly crucial stuff. I'm sure you can understand. And we are going to Tremor Burst enemies without Tremor, which means we don't even get the debuffs to go through, which is very unfortunate. One of them's dead anyways, so like not that big of a deal, but yeah. Oh, you can win a class with Forensic? That's nice. See if we can get some sanity up here, it seems. That's nice. Yeah, there you go. 22 sanity. He's making progress. It took him a while to gain sanity, but he's getting there. We do have a fair bit of gluttony on this team, thanks to having units like 7 Heathcliff skill and his skill 3, or Ryoshu and her skill 1. So maybe we can trigger the Green Spirit on occasion. Not enough for it to be, like, consistent, don't get me wrong. But I mean, that's kind of the purpose of the word on occasion, right? What do we want? Burn, charge, poise. Yeah. I guess we'll take Perversion. None of this really does too much for us. I guess we'll take more resources. It's a minor benefit. We've got Black Ledger for resources already. Not that it's a very memorable resource increase, but it's the only thing we have. Okay, favored here for Heathcliff, but this will finally max out his sanity. Not that he only gained 3 SP from that, but it's good that finally happened. Don't know why he was having so much trouble. I think he's just slower than a lot of the team. I think he's been getting lower speed rolls. That's probably it. A lot of these Blade Lineage fights are only against 4 enemies, or Kurokuma fights, I mean. Blade Lineage event fights. So maybe that's it. I think the first 4 ones were both 4 enemies, so if he kept on being the slowest, he just wouldn't get the chance to clash. But I don't think he was like losing clashes or anything, right? Maybe he was, and I wasn't paying the most attention. It can be kind of hard to tell when you're just using a lot of like lower ranked skills, since only skill 3s and egos actually get focused. So there's just a lot of riffraff going on at the same time, especially early on. That's fine. Everyone dies. Heathcliff doesn't get a kill because, yeah, he was the slowest again. Definitely seems like it's a pattern. What's his speed roll? Like, some of the 7 IDs actually have really good speed rolls. Is he, like, an exception? Is Faust also an exception? 7 Faust? I think 7 Otis and 7 Yisung are tied for, like, the fastest IDs in the game, right? They've got, like, the 5 to 8 speed rolls. Which is, in case you can't tell, quite a bit. We'll get more tremor, sure. Why not? We don't have tremor count, actually, so it's not the best thing, but that's fine. Yeah, doesn't matter which way we take. Yeah, what's your speed roll? It's a 3 to 7. Yeah, no, why are you so slow? 4 to 8. 3 to 6. 2 to 3. Okay, I guess that's just been really unlucky. He doesn't have like a bad speed range or anything, he's just been getting some bad rolls. I think like this turn he's fine. Meursault rolled 2 this turn, that's what you'd like expect to see. He's just feeling a little bit lazy today. Not feeling like going fast in his clashing and all that jazz. Fair enough. Yeah, get the tremor up. And that's also tremor count with the Deku, so that's nice at least. It's our one source of tremor count in the entire team. Which means that it's the only way we actually have to build up tremor on enemies if we want to get the tremors on triggering the Melty Eyeball. It feels a little foolish to actually try focusing on the tremor, even to like the slightest degree in a team like this. Because like, it's just base Meursault, who, I don't know about you, but he's not exactly known for being a very good tremor unit. And you kind of need a little bit more tremor than just one really bad tremor unit to compile a tremor team. Believe it or not. That was the break stuff, right? That's that, this is this. All that jazz. Not really the most fitting thing to say in a situation like this, but you know what I mean. We got the double brush stroke going, so she's got that 40% flash damage up this turn. Not that it gets to actually matter too much, but it is a funny thing going with Ryoshu. If you just give base Ryoshu enough speed slots and enough skill 3s in the same turn, she can just do a significant walloping. But she's one of like the pretty decent base IDs, all things considered. There is a YouTube channel that just really likes soloing fights with base Ryoshu. Which, like, makes enough sense. She does have an evade. That's kind of like a big part of it. and being able to do fairly decent damage. Like, you know, there's a video of soloing Bamboo-Hatted Kim with base Ryoshu. It's, of course, like the Mirror Dungeon variant with a bunch of Yugis and stuff. Or Mirror Dungeon, I don't know if it's the Fathoms or the normal Mirror Dungeon. Probably the actual Mirror Dungeon, though, if I had to guess. But still funny to see. Okay. They only fist this guy so that he doesn't go angry mode. Splatter, make sure that guy doesn't go angry mode. That should work. Not a lot of great clashes going on here, is there? Well, hope for the best. Hoping for the best. Okay, it's actually not too bad. I was gonna say hoping for the best isn't really working out, and I really shouldn't say anything yet since there's still a couple more clashes to go. Okay, that's fine. It shouldn't be too much damage. You resist Lust, you resist Slash. It did like 4 damage. A little bit of Bleed, a little bit of Rupture, but keyword being a little bit. It's not that much. And Nailing Fist this guy, give him that Tremor Burst. Yeah, got him. 5 offense and defense level down. What a buffoon. How buffoonish. Yeah, these two are, without a doubt, going to enrage next turn, no matter what we do on them, so just hit them with decently strong attacks, and everyone else, of course, goes for the big guy still. Big guy might be able to stagger him here. I don't know how close he is to being staggered, but hopefully close enough. Especially when we've got a couple skill 3s going for him. Law and Order, we got that Brush Strokes, we got that, whatever Dawn skill 3 is called, I don't remember. I thought I was supposed to be staggered too. Fare thee well, that's right. It is a funny name. I knew it was something funny, but I couldn't pinpoint exactly what the funny name is. Reaching. What is your passive doing? Most HP does more damage to enemies that use defensive skills this turn. Okay, that actually does something in this fight. Unfortunately, it means Meursault does 20% more damage to people who use defensive skills. Not exactly the most notable effect, not gonna lie, but it's something. And we'll do that. Could finish them all off, maybe? Close enough, if not, like, dead. But, like, they get staggered. That's the thing, right? Okay, get pads, please. Thank you, Faust. Yeah, there's a stagger on that guy. Because they're enraged, they're taking more damage this turn. Good to see. And Meursault finishes the big guy with his Deku. We love it. The protection you get next turn from Deku is not bad, that's for sure. Like, one of the only IDs that can actually get protection stacking going, strangely enough. Sheep, yeah. Burn, charge, not really very beneficial for us. And, you know, Wrath resistance? Not a bad one, all things considered. We've got some Wrath attacks. We've got one Wrath attack here, skill 1. I'm thinking about, like, Regret, right? Because we're probably going to use Regret against bosses or something, so Meursault can actually kind of carry his weight decently. Because Regret is very stupid. That's decent. Not that the difference makes it. It's a 0.1 resistance increase for everything except for Wrath. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a good idea to think about if you want, like, minor damage, like, if you want, like, your damage to be slightly better or slightly worse for your team. Like, of course, if you're running a team focusing on a status effect, you should probably try sticking to the actual thing for that respective status effect. Or, if you're focusing on a certain Sin affinity, like, if you're going for Envy team, you're gonna want to go for, like, the one that makes it so Envy doesn't get the resistance up. Right? Probably get the option to it. Usually I've had decent luck on that floor getting, you know, the respective resistances, but it also doesn't matter too much. It is a 10% damage decrease, which can be a lot. I'm not an expert on exactly how the damage calculation takes place. I don't know if the resistance is early on in the calculation or like later on, which kind of determines how big of a difference that 10% is. If it's early on, it's not going to be as big of a deal, assumably. But if it's like at the very end of flat 10% damage, I reckon it could be rough. Or I say that, but like early on could also be bad too, depending on like the factors at hand. I don't know. I'm sure we've got like the damage calculation somewhere. It just hasn't really been my thing to go super in depth into like, well, the damage calculations. I find them fascinating, don't get me wrong, and I do want to know them, and I'm sure I'll find out. But not the kind of thing I want to actively be like considering when I'm doing runs, right? There's only so far one can reasonably min-max before they've just gone into the depths of despair. I think that's the best way to describe it. Oh, punching time, though. Nailing fist. Get the kill. Nice. Meursault's the goat. Meursault's the goat. Yeah, paint that guy. Flatter that guy. Yeah. And intuition to stagger him. Okay, cool. Finish the job. And we'll be set. There we go. And you don't quite kill, but brushstroke finishes the job. Yeah. Cool. Good stuff. A dawn skill change. Yeah, sure, we'll give you a skill 3, why not? Sticky Muck, we do have a decent bit of gluttony, as I mentioned earlier. Sure, I'll take it. And don't really want to answer Sun Shower, I'll just save the 100 cost. We'll stop by the rest stuff, yeah. Might as well. We don't have anything to upgrade. Okay, well, we're still gonna stop by anyways. I've kind of committed to the idea already. Maybe we'll get something worth upgrading at this upcoming event? We'll see. Wouldn't, you know, like, count on it, but might get something decent. Like, if we get, like, a Wound Cleared or something, like, sure. As previously mentioned, we don't have a lot of Wrath, but I still do like that Wound Cleared. Wound Cleared, Nebulizer, are, like, those are the ego gifts that, like, in any run, like, it's pretty funny to get them, right? Even if you're not focusing on that status effect in the slightest, it's still fairly funny to get them. Still fairly useful. Okay. We're damaging them. We're doing damage, undeniably so. You cannot doubt the damage we are doing is in fact damaging them. And yeah, we've got good slash arcs in our team, so these guys are slash weak, so we're doing fairly well, yeah. Forensics on the 20 HP guy is a little unfortunate, but it's alright. I'm not really that concerned about wasting damage output on these guys, because, like, really, using any damage output on bug guys is really a waste, and depending on your point of view on it. They're not exactly the most ferocious foes. And there he goes. Good stuff. Now we get our event, potentially get something worth upgrading, then head to the rest stop, potentially upgrade the thing that we get that's worth upgrading. If nothing else, we can just... So can anyone do this? This is Wrath and Gluttony, correct? I think that's right. Gluttony? Can Forensics do it? I don't think so. I think it just rolls slightly too low. I don't think we've got anyone who can do this. Actually, wait. No, I don't think it's Gloom, is it? Yeah, it's Gluttony and Wrath, I thought. Low. You guys have 25% success chances. Alright. It's that easy, huh? Thank you, Liu Hong Lu. Well, we didn't get anything to upgrade, so I guess we're just gonna upgrade Blood, Sweat, and Tears so that we did something there. But, we sure did get the Ancient Effigy. Alright. Wasn't expecting that check to go so well, but Liu Hong Lu carries, I guess. Still really need to write down which IDs actually can pass that check. I'll do it at some point, maybe. I feel like I've said that, you know, since Mirror Dungeon 3 came out. But hey, who's keeping count? Hopefully no one. Probably no one, too. I don't know why someone would. Yeah, these guys aren't too bad. It's more Kurikumo, guys. Not too big of a worry. Forensics this guy. Bring him down to 17 HP. Nice. And Deku this guy. And then say fare thee well to this guy, who... I mean, this might kill. Potentially. I don't know. Not that much damage. If we actually had poise going on, it probably would have killed, but because we don't have any poise, she didn't get a crit, she didn't get funny damage output, that sort of deal. I mean, it was a little unfortunate, but that's fine. That's been a while since I've bothered running a haste team, huh? That's something I might do eventually. I mean, the thing is, if I start with the Wish of Stars, I could reset Wish of Stars random tier 4 until I get Ancient Effigy, yeah? That might be an idea for like a Mirrodin 3 hard run one of these weeks. Not like this week, of course, because it's the Liu week. We're gonna run the full Liu team. Not much of a shocker there. It should go fairly well, because Burn is stupidly good when you actually have ego gifts for it. And when we have Wish of Stars, so I'm going to start with the Glimpse of Flames, and therefore enemies will just kind of blow up a lot. That'll be fun. It will not be a great showcase of the new IDs, but that's what, you know, the rest of the week will be for. Anyways, it's time for a little bit of fishing. You know what that means. Fish. Yeah, I'm going to see how this goes. I mean, it's gonna go fine, I think. When I say this like it's, you know, a scary fight. Might pull out that regret just so you can do fairly well this fight. Yeah, do that there. And you can clash that there, and Faust can take that attack, so redirect the other one, okay? Good knock. The bit. It's only gonna hit 2 things. It's not the most riveting. We'll just go for patrolling. It's a neutral, but like we don't need to do anything fancy there, I don't think. What's so bad about a neutral, right? Okay. Alright. This was a dominating, by the way, I think. I think so. I think it was a dominating. I might be misremembering. But, yeah. That's how it goes. Really is how that goes sometimes. That's fine. Some days you just lose. But anyways, Meursault time. Time for a little bit of regret, so that he's gonna have point power. So the skill 3 is gonna actually be pretty decent as Deku. Yeah, unleash your violence, buddy. Unleash your violence. That's a favored. That's not bad. You're slow this turn. That's alright. You can clash like that. That'll work. As best we can against the body. It's not great. Going for Faust, I guess. Actually, yeah, it's going for Faust. You are weak to Gloom and Pierce, so I guess we're going for Soda? It's been a while since I think I've actually bothered using Rears of Soda, but it does hit the weakness here, and we do get the tail because it is a 15 cost base ego. For, you know, a 2 target. Not great. That's for sure. But that's fine. We're going to take the blood lasers next turn, and hopefully that'll go fine. Yeah, our damage output isn't anything special. But that's fine. It doesn't need to be. That leg's almost broken, if nothing else. And you know, we punch really hard now with Meursault. Mainly a skill 3, but a skill 2 is also like a +1 increase, I guess. The single coin attack, so it's not a very high number, but it's a number. Okay, I took down an arm at least. That's good. And we've got some lasers to deal with. You know what that means. Laser time. Holiday? Yeah, sure. Let's shove you in the sack. It's funny. You've got a little bit of speed this turn. We'll pop that fluid sack. Might as well. And we'll use Soda again. Sure thing. We're using a couple egos, but that's because we cannot win very many clashes. That's actually a favorite, I also did notice. I'm sure it's fine. Worth it for the funny Soda. Yeah, we're fine. We do get another Tails, because it costs 15 sanity to use. Nice 27 damage. A little bit of stinking, too. Riveting. Oh. Okay. Wasn't expecting that, but that's fine. And this is a 20 sanity Saiyan ego, which, you know, also Not the best thing, but it's fine. They learned their lesson after Lega Domain, and it's kind of made other Zanes not nearly as good as Lega Domain, or even just the default options. Which is fine. They don't need to be. Okay, we almost broke the body. Not, like, quite. That's unfortunate. It would have been nice to break it. Actually, we're gonna go all in on it this turn, though. I think. Seeming a good turn for it. Faust will take some hits, but, I mean, she'll be fine. She's the tank. She'll take a bunch. She'll get debuffed a bunch next turn. She'll have, like, -3 attack power or whatever. But that's fine. She can just keep on tanking. And it'll work out. And Stagger Plus in the body also fairly nice. Yeah, that's 3 attack power down next turn. And you don't have aggro, I don't think, because... Is it only our skill 3 that gives aggro, or is it skill 1 or skill 3? Yeah, it's skill 1 or skill 3. Your skill 2 does not give you aggro, and that's what we used a fair bit. So... Oh well. That's fine. Well, sure thing. Yeah, you can just... Honestly, what if we just have you stand there and take while everyone else goes to the body again? I like the idea. The body's close to being broken. 100 HP, yeah, and you can't attack it once it gets broken. I'd really like to make sure it breaks, though, and once again, Faust is the tank. She can just stand there and just beat the whack a bunch. And she is going for a skill 1 this turn, so she will actually have aggro next turn. So that's nice. You're not rolling the highest, are you? You do win that clash at least, so that's nice. Got some damage off there. Take some hits here. Fragile next turn, so you can't really tank next turn. Unless you want to tank while taking 40% more damage, which really isn't that big of a deal. And Dawn got staggered because of the 20 HP from the passive, yeah. It's fine. Luckily, I remember it nowadays, so I'm not like, oh, what staggered her? Because, you know, that happened a fair bit earlier on, right? Someone gets staggered during this fight, and I'd have no clue how, and it's because I forgot about the passive. But you can't clash, that's fine. Go for that, then. Do as much as we can here. It's... okay. I shouldn't be too shocked. I'm gonna try and minimize ego usage for a lot of the people here just to make sure that we can get some sanity up in play. Because, it's a little bit of a scuffed team. But that's fine, that's how we like it. We like our teams very silly and lacking a common decency. Okay, cool, that's 3 more attack power down for you next turn. Love to see it. Okay, you can actually hell attack, that's not bad. Neutral... dominating. Neutral... favored... neutral, okay. Looks good. A lot of favorites, a lot of neutrals. That's fine. I'm going for it because, you know, I am greedy and do not want to spend my ego resources right now. That's the basics of it. I want to spend my sanity too, that would be a little rough to do too much of. Sure, it'll be fine, but... oh, nice. You can't win this yet, but okay. Alright. Be like that. You're close to dying at this point, right? Like, you're getting there. The point where we could just all, like, target, like, the right leg or something and just let every other attack go through. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because, I mean, you're being attacked by most of the things here, and you can take a hit here and there. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea. The tail's not attacking this turn. The tail's the scary part of the parts remaining, right? Like, the actual legs aren't very strong. We can just kind of go all out a little bit this turn. Maybe next turn too if need be. Hopefully we'll do decent damage this turn, but I won't really count on it too much. Here comes that giant fist. Or the nailing fist. Giant fist is Jan's thing. And yeah, take our hit. As expected, it means we get a bunch of defense level, or not defense level, attack power down next turn. That's fine. We can keep on going for the right leg and it should die? Maybe? I'm definitely still pushing my luck, but what's the worst that could happen? Right. That's always like that's like the optimistic way to look at things in life. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, right? I think calling it optimism might be a bit of a stretch, but it's optimistic. In a strange way, but like a foolhardy optimism. Okay, there's the stagger. Yeah. Luckily, here comes the nailing fist, and that finishes the job because, as is clearly made evident in this run, base Meursault is the GOAT. Sure, we'll take the clover. That'll work. Oh yeah, unfortunately, because that fight ended... Yeah, because that fight ended before the next turn started, we didn't get the healing from Painkiller for Faust. That's okay. Not too big of a deal. Bottom, then stick to middle, probably. Yeah. And we're gonna go for Kim again, even though it might be a little bit of a bad idea. I think we can handle it pretty easily. We've got the perfect team for it. I don't think I can think of a better team for Kim than this. I don't think so. This is like the theoretical peak performance team when it comes to killing Kim. God. Now I'm thinking of the run where what's the worst possible team for killing Kim? I mean, the answer is just anyone who doesn't have good power, who doesn't do a lot of damage. You would tell me, like, the worst possible team is just solo with base Meursault, and I'd believe you. There's probably someone worse for that, though, honestly. Base Meursault is regret. Maybe base Meursault with only base ego, but then he still has... Then he still would have his base ego, which, you know... 4 attack power down next turn on hit. A little bit of a nice effect. And because I have it at threats in 4, it doesn't debuff him as much as it debuffs the enemy. It's a minor, like, optimization, but it's a cool little benefit to get. By the time we get, like, maximum chains of others, it won't debuff Meursault at all, right? Surely. They continue this pattern. Don't know, I'm kind of excited but kind of scared for Uptide 5, because it's probably coming either mid this season or maybe next season. I mean, anything. I mean, either mid season 4 or maybe season 5. Right? I say this season, I mean next season either way. But it might be only a couple months away, and I do not have the thread to deal with that right now, nor do I think I will ever. I already don't have everything up type 4 yet, or I mean I don't have everything threads for yet. I've got everything up type 4. I've got some egos left to power up though. Although I'm kind of trying to conserve some resources now so I can actually go into the next season with something. We'll have to see how likely that ends up being. I don't know. It's a scary idea, though. Surely if they do that, though, we'll get, you know, a new Lux... No, we're not getting a new Luxation until Canto 7, right? It seems to be they do a new XP Luxation every Canto and new Thread Luxation every 2 Cantos. Seems to be the pattern so far. To make sure there's enough abnormalities to fit in the new Thread Luxation. Wouldn't be surprised if that trend keeps on going. That does mean our, you know, the thread you can get from just doing, like, dailies won't go up significantly, but... Who knows? Maybe Mirror Dungeon 4 will be like, yeah, here's 30 levels from Mirror Dungeon 4 hard instead of, like, the 22.5. Maybe it'll just keep on scaling upwards and upwards. Which, if just so makes, like, removing the early Mirror Dungeons feel like a strange way to do it instead of just making them give less resources. But, like, it's so that people new to the game can get, like, the full resources, right? Not feel like they need to rush through the game in order to get decent resources. Although they do need to, because in order to get Mirror Dungeon 3 hard in the first place, they do kind of need to beat Canto 5. No, they just need to be Canted 4, right? Yeah, they just need to be Canted 4, am I saying? Inflict Sinking. Or Charge. This is a very useful choice. Riveting stuff. More Riga resources. Easy forensics. Yeah, pull. What's your gut feeling on this guy, Heathcliff? He's like, my gut feeling is we need to beat this guy to death. All right, we're not listening to your gut feeling. Onwards we go. He deserved to be in Mirror Dungeon 3 hard over Phalanton any day, but I don't really think that's a controversial opinion. I don't think people like Phalanton too much. I think it's fine. It's a bit of a damage check. It's a very strange thing for the final floor of Mirrodin 3 Hard. It feels more so like a floor 4 enemy, right? Like, make, like, Dimension Shredder, or make Wayward Passion to floor 5, and then make that guy, like, floor 4. If you even want, you could just add, like, Steam Transfer Machine as, like, a floor 3 boss thing, right? I don't know why they only added Phalanton and also didn't add Dongback or Donggraying. That's the thing I think I've complained about more than enough as is, though. I just want them to show up. You know, I love Dongback, I love Donggraying. They're very wholesome, and I hope they show up in this Mirror Dungeon at least, so I can see them more frequently. It may just be a pipe dream, that's fine, though. We love these guys evading our attacks, don't we? Do we get bleed when they evade us? We probably do. Feels like it's something they do. We did manage to stagger the guy that was going to go for one-side attack, so that's nice. Be able to finish some of these guys off here, potentially. Potentially, I mean fairly likely, yeah. Oh, you survive, rude. Because we don't have those crits. I'm so used to running Blade Lineage Dawn while having like a Blade Lineage team, and therefore having a lot of crit stuff going on. So it feels like her damage output is less than usual, and that's probably just because I've only used her in like the super good team compositions. Right. Oh well. You get your kills. And reset, yeah. Finish the job, Ryoshu. Master swordswoman you are. Slice through with your still sheathed blade. Can we pass this? You might be able to? Cool. We get the old Dopo robe. Doesn't do anything for this team, but we have it. That's cool. The other option wouldn't have... The hat also doesn't do anything for us. Both the hat and the robe require you to have 3 Blade Lineage IDs, and we only have one. We only have one. I proceed to hover over the complete wrong identity. Yeah, my bad. It's... The Sai Faust and Blade Lineage Faust are not very similar at all, so I don't really think I can use that excuse. I think I was just kind of trancing out, as you do. Yeah. Unfortunate when the first hit misses on the forensics. Or is it the first hit forensics or is it a clash win? Yeah, the first hit is the 3 raptor count. This one's the clash win one. I think 7 Faust skill 3 is the clash win for rupture count. Well, there's skill 2 also is clash win. If I'm not mistaken, something like that. I don't know. Okay, you're a little close to being staggered. Yeah, the tank, so yeah, it happens. We get that envy resonance coming, though, which means we do gain that damage up from the sheath. Which is nice. For the offense level, I mean, it's not a damage up, but you know what I mean. It is a damage up, effectively. Like, indirectly, because, like, oh yeah, your offense level is like it's like a 3% damage increase per offense level. Whatever it is, the calculation's a lot more complicated than that, but that's, like, the simple way of doing it, I'm fairly certain. The very, very simplified way. Think of, like, it's like a scaling thing, like... Being, like, one offense level, like, the first offense level you have over an opponent It's a higher damage up than the second. It's like a... What's the term for it? God, it's been a while since I've been taking a math class. Like... I forget the name, like the formulas and stuff. It's like the one that's like it's like exponentially decreasing or whatever the term is. Let me pull up the types of graph. Of the quadratic graphs, I think, something like that. Not quadratic. Square root. Yeah, it's like the square root graph. That's the one I'm looking for, I think. There might have been a different word that I was looking for more specifically, but that sort of thing where each offense level difference matters less than the last. We can get thrill. What a thrill. We've got a very few things we can sell here because they do not do anything for us at this point. A lot of things we can sell just in general, though. The Dover Rope's a tier 4. That's 300 for something that does nothing for us. Yeah, a little bit nice to sell. We want a good skill change, probably. Dawn can get another skill 3. That's a funny bit, I think. Gray coat, sure. Rusted cutting knife, sure. And, this doesn't do anything for us at this point. This doesn't do anything for us at this point. This doesn't do anything for us. A lot of cost, I just want it for the bet. We've got the rest stuff here, we might as well make the most of it. Right, get thrill to ++. Get endorphin kit to ++. Get rusted cutting knife to ++. And still have 370 because we got a lot of 20%. Anything funny we want to fuse, maybe? Not really, no. We're just gonna stockpile that cost, I guess. Could change the team up, but when we're doing a run where the entire bit is we're running a predetermined team, changing the team up really does not help us out, does it now? But it's game time. Let's see how well we can do here. Can we clash everything? Maybe. Reaving? Okay, you are. Nice. Okay, we can clash everything. Question is, do we want to? That's a different question entirely, though, that's for sure. We're going for some favorites here, but I'm just gonna roll with it, honestly. So what if things go poorly? Right? Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything, huh? Because that's a bunch of paralysis and you get staggered next turn. Really unfortunate because she's also the one who gets the second skill slot, so we're gonna be down 2 skill slots next turn. Ooh. And we lose that clash too. Is that -18 Sandy because of this stuff? That's unfortunate. Well, we get that regret off. At least Meursault is going to become powerhouse, especially if we can get more of those skill 3s. A little unfortunate that very first shot we did give him more skill 2s instead of skill 3s, since, you know, we're playing around the regret now, but... It's the thing I love. We do have a Deku here, so we can potentially win a clash with this. Worth a shot, right? Oh, you're being attacked a fair bit, dude. Well, we can do this on the... Oh, we can't actually win a clash with the Fare Thee Well, can we? That's not great. We're gonna need some egos, I think. 4th match lane will be pretty strong here. We can pop that and, like, the overthrow. Oh, you can't actually redirect anything. Oh, that's even worse. Cool. Do we let Meursault get hit a little bit? Probably we do. So we're gonna ignore that, draw the sword, probably. We're gonna try clashing these two. And then you just kind of gotta one-sidedly wrap up. Oh, that's dominating now. Okay, that's cool. Here, I'll roll with this. Works well enough for me. A little bit risky, just kind of rolling with it, but I think we got it. I'm not gonna worry too much. Fails, unfortunate. Oh yeah, I think this is the first time I used 4th match lane with Ryoshu actually being visible. Last time I used it, she was invisible because it was funny then. Also, that animation is so bad on Tails. God. Compared to the super raw heads. Okay, nice. 37 Sandy. You should have gotten more than a 50% head just right there, Meursault. That's alright, though. You take the hit, yeah, that's fine. Faust takes a bit of a hit. You got protection this turn, so it's not too bad, at least. And the draw of the sword doesn't have, like, paralysis, which is why we're relatively fine taking it. We've got a lot of poise here. Do we have anything that's giving us poise? We don't, right? Oh, we've got Endorphin Kit, that's right. So you can actually maintain your poise fairly easily, and build it up fairly easily. That's nice. You can ratio this guy, right? Yeah, you hit him with, like, against, like, the Paralyzer, that should work. It's not as lucky looking. Move that teleport, maybe. Why not? Well, that's actually a favorite. Okay, we'll do that instead then. Maybe if you clash that. Sure. Late arc that. High protection that. Alright, looks good. You're gonna get countered here. It should be fine. Not necessarily fine, but that's okay. Okay, good job, Don. Like, it's not even like his roles that are being a nuisance. It's our own roles being the nuisance. Which is never a nice feeling. And of course, this is the heads because it's a negative. Why would it roll well on this one, of course? You know what the game is. Spiteful. Very silly. Yeah, Meursault wins these clashes at least. If there's anyone to rely on, we've got Meursault. And this is part where we get Mass Tech and die, I presume. Yeah. This can't... Either Sandy's a little too low for that to be reliable. We'll try pursuancing that. Hopefully we'll get through the thing in time. We're not going to, are we? 5 power plus 10. That's not good. Spoiler alert, it's not good. You know what I mean, though. This turn in general isn't looking too swell. Yeah, you're negative Sandy. Actually, let's try corroding fourth match flame. Then, yeah. I kind of want to one-side with it. It's fine. We'll roll with it. And then we'll just have you, like, flash the draw the sword or something. Sure thing. Unfortunately, this does not break the shield, which is really bad for us, because, yeah. Yeah. It happens. Whoa! Thank you, Malkuth. You know, it happens. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, as they say. Yeah, we still get a decent enough reward. Sure thing, barely any scabbards. Not that I can actually gain scabbards, but, you know, sometimes going for Kim is the wrong answer. And could I have played better there? Probably. With our damage output just kind of too abysmal to stand too much of a chance without spamming egos? Yeah. It happens. Well, get a couple more daily pulls in. See if we get lucky again, because, you know, yesterday we got 1 3-star, and the day before that we got 2 3-stars. Would be really funny if we got another 3-star. Just really, you know, complete, you know. Rub it into my friend's face who has bad gacha luck. No, the only 1-star, that's fine. That's alright. We're doing well on stuff. It's not a lot. It's because of how much I spent them, but it's fine. It happens. Yeah, we just kind of exploded. It's a funny way for things to end, a little unfortunate, but Base Meursault did his best. Everyone else could have definitely tried a lot harder. But anyways, that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!